After a week of stunning competition in one of America's most beautiful states, it's all come down to this: major title holders, major firepower, major final matchup. Kelly Fischer of England, whose 2 victories, including last year's US Open title, gave her the 2008 Player of the Year honors on the WPBA Classic Tour, looking for her first title of 2009. Ga-young Kim of Korea, who had gone 16 events on tour since the 2007 Carolina Classic stop without a victory, but who now comes off a spectacular win at the tour's last event, claiming her 2nd US Open crown. It's time to crown a champion as the WPBA Classic Tour winds down another electric week of competition at the inaugural event in the dramatic centennial state of Colorado. From the Skyute Casino Resort in Ignacio, Colorado, it's the finals of the WPBA Colorado Classic. As our finalists enter the arena, number 7, Kelly Fischer, and number 1 ranked Ga-young Kim. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Colorado, the beautiful Skyute Casino. Glad to have you with us, as always, on the WPBA Classic Tour. Mitch Lawrence and the striking Viking, Ava Mattia Lawrence. Ava, fantastic final matchup between 2 tremendous players, Ga-young Kim, Kelly Fischer, a matchup you really only dream about. Both of them have very similar career paths.
They do. Both players have a U.S. Open title. As a matter of fact, you have the current and the former U.S. Open champion. You have the current #1 player and the former #1 player in the world. So it should be interesting. I know that Kelly Fischer really wants to win a title. She has failed to do so far this year. And Ga-young Kim just came off a big win at the last event. So both players are in dead stroke.
Okay, interesting to see who's going to win this one. One of them will be the champion of the Colorado Classic. A handshake to get us started. Kelly Fischer on the left, Ga-young Kim on the right. 50% lags won for Ga-young, a little bit less for Kelly Fischer. Both of them won the lag in the semifinal matchup that they had. This is a huge shot right off the bat to see who'll get that first rack in control, Ava. And look at how close this is.
This is one of those where if you look from one side, one ball looks closer. If you look from the other, the 6 ball. But from there, you can see that one looks closer to the rail by a hair.
You want me to make the call?
I don't want it.
They didn't want it, but our tournament director and referee, Steve Tipton, gives it to Kelly Fischer. Wow, this is what we expect, a close match starting with the lag. Here are our rules. 9 ball, balls numbered 1 to 9. You have to hit the lowest numbered ball first. Game over. When that 9 goes, #1 ranked Ga-young Kim.
All right, let's go.
And Kelly Fischer, last year's #1 ranked player. Fantastic final matchup here in Colorado. And we'll get going. It's been a tremendous breaking week for both players. Ga-young a little bit of an advantage statistically, but Kelly Fischer doing what needs to be done.
It's a good break by Kelly there, Mitch. She made the 4 ball on the break. She's going to switch to her playing cue from her break cue. She's got a shot at the 1 ball. She's flirting with the 6-7 here. The fact that those balls are laying right there, the 2 balls on the other side of the 8, she's going to have to be a little bit careful so she doesn't go into those balls and get stuck. Well, that'll work.
Nice.
And that'll work.
Nice. That's that 2 to stop. And if she checks out her next shot, we're going to check out some facts about quickfire. Kelly Fischer, originally from England, living in the Charlotte area now. And what a big-time addition to the WPBA Classic Tour. Former U.S. Open champion, ended last year as the #1 player in the world. Would like to get that back for sure. And a win here in Colorado would get her going on that path.
Perfect position getting up for the 3, since that the 3 ball does not go on the opposite corner where the 6 is. So she made a good shot there, a little low right here. To draw the cue ball into the rail and back out for the 5. Just look out for that 7 ball. Oh, perfect.
Take another look. Watch it come down towards that short rail.
Great touch. She's in a funny little spot here, though. She's going to have to be careful because she's straight in. Nice. She just forced it back out there. And she went rail first, used that rail, came out for the 6, no problem. And the 7 and 8 are right by the pocket. She should have no problems here, Mitch.
Took her extension there. And puts an extension on the end of that cue. We'll quickly give you the rules of this match for the title. A race to 7 games, 30-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack. They'll alternate the break, and it is foul on all balls. And against Jeanette Lee in her semifinal match, Kelly said how important it was to get out early and put pressure on her opponent. And that is what she's trying to do against the hottest player on tour in Ga-Young Kim. Kelly currently ranked 7th on tour, Ga-Young 1st. In the up and down world of the WPBA Classic Tour, a lot of shifting going on, but Ga-Young definitely on the roll. A fantastic opening rack for Quickfire. Kelly Fischer does the work in rack 1, up by a rack here in Colorado in the finals. Let's learn a little bit more about the woman they call Quickfire, the terrific Kelly Fischer behind the cue.
It's been pretty hectic this year, actually. I've been in Asia a lot. I played in the Filipino Open, which was a men's event. It was open, so I did well. I finished the highest of the women and got in the last 9th through 16th place of the men's event. Men are not gracious in defeat. You can tell they don't like it, and I love it. And then I got to the quarterfinals of the World 10 Ball Ladies Championships. And then I got to the semi-finals, where Karen beat me in the semi-finals of the China Open. I've felt every tournament I've played really good, to be honest with you. I'm not disappointed with my performance this year, even though I've not won an event yet. I've really been happy with my game. And I could have easily gone on to win an event as much as I didn't. So here's a look at the draw. And I have had some tough draws, and you've got to beat the best of the best if you want to win events and you want to be number 1. I'm going in there to win it, and I'm hungry to win a tournament this year. I'm waiting for it, so.
This ESPN presentation of the WPBA Colorado Classic is brought to you by Sky Ute Casino Resort, where everyone walks away a winner. By the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league. And by Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship, preferred by experts around the world.
Had a fantastic week at the Sky Ute Casino Resort in Ignacio, close to Durango in the shadow of the San Juan Mountains, the Four Corners area of the United States. Spectacular spot if you haven't been here. Sky Ute Casino, a luxury spa, great dining, a lot to do, indoors and out. We've had a wonderful week here. And as we are here getting ready for rack 2 of our final matchup, here's our road to the finals. Kelly Fischer with a big win over Jeanette Lee. Ga-Young with her win over Chao Ting Pan. 2 left now out of the 64 that came in search of a Colorado Classic title. And here is Kelly Fischer's week in Ignacio, and a tough, grueling week it was. A loss to Kyoko Sone, came back, and then an unbelievable victory over Karen Kaur. Kelly was down 1-6 in that match and came back to win against one of the toughest players on the planet, beating Kim Shaw, and then that semifinal victory over Jeanette Lee. And as Ga-Young prepares to break in the second rack, down 1-0, she has been number 1 and a lot more this week. Almost 80% of the time winning a game when she has the break. statistically just on fire. That cue ball drifted toward the side, Ava, but a good break. Wow.
That's the reason she is #1 at that, and one of the main reasons why she's #1 on tour is that break right there. She makes 3 balls on the break. She does have a shot at the 2 in the corner. 4 being wide open. Perhaps she'd go for it, but I doubt it, especially this early in the game with the cue ball being on the rail. Yeah, right shot is to just use the blockers. You find where there's a cluster of balls, try to split the cue ball and the object ball up and hide behind there. That was perfectly executed.
I love, we often talk about how you know exactly what's going on with Guy Young. She doesn't like to be seated, wants to be playing. Good safety. Let's see how Kelly answers it.
If that doesn't scratch, that's going to work out
Wow.
beautifully.
There's some touch there.
She did what she had to do. What you want to do in this spot is hit the ball on one side, so you send the object ball one direction and the cue ball the other. In this case, she even got away with getting behind the balls. Got behind this 4-ball, long, tough jump shot. Helps her that the 5 is right there. She might make the 2 off the 5.
Yes.
Sweet.
Well, those of you who saw her semifinal victory over Chao Ting Pan know that in the last rack, she came with a fantastic jump shot also, and then a bank to help her win that match. No shortage of firepower for Guy Young Kim.
She's got to come on another shot here, though, Mitch. This is a long way down to that 4. Yeah.
Oh.
I might go here.
Will she get it?
Well,
Does.
she'll take it. A little quick hand movement to show that she kind of said sorry to Kelly, but she's not going to give the table back. So shake that off. Back to work. Another long shot. She wants to put a little bit of right perhaps on this to get down on the other side of the table for the 6. No, she didn't get that on there. She could be in trouble here if it doesn't stop. You know what? Judging from the face, she can't make it. What she wants is to, yeah, that's going to be close. What she wants to do is make the 6 ball in the corner pocket. She wanted to be right here so she could have made the 6, played a 2-rail position out here for the 7, but
Extension.
it looks like she's going to have to try to hit and stick, just drift the cue ball a little bit to the right if she can get enough of it. Get the cue ball behind that 9 and send the 6 ball to the other side of the table. No, I'd better hurry. Oh, good speed. But she's not happy with that shot. That could have been a little bit better. She's left an open shot for Kelly, and Kelly is such a shot maker. All she has to do, Mitch, is make this 6, and the 7 could be made at either corner pocket or in the side.
Oh. Almost got a roll there with the 7. But she will take a seat. Guy Young will come to this table, try to make the 6. And talking about the table, fantastically beautiful exposition novelty table by Brunswick Billiards to commemorate the 165th anniversary of Brunswick in 2010. Stunning piece of workmanship. That 6 ball proving difficult, Ava.
That's just one of those shots. That was a lot of space between the cue ball and the 6. But that's one of those shots that you expect Guy Young to make. She has been making those, which has put her in this position into the finals. Just missed a little bit. We'll see if Kelly can make it. No, wow. Okay, this one really surprised me. Kelly, a chance back at the table again. It was not as difficult of a shot. I certainly thought that she was going to make that. Both players are undercutting the ball just a little bit.
And surprising, because both of these players just on such a roll coming in. Let's take a look at the facts. Behind the #1 player in the world, Guy Young Kim, from Seoul, Korea, travels the world, back and forth to the United States, burst onto the scene in 2004 with the U.S. Open and World 9-ball titles. Got her second U.S. Open title this year in the last event on tour. 7 matches in a row there and 6 in a row here on a 13-match winning streak is Gai Young Kim, and she has just tied it up here in Ignacio against Kelly Fischer. Both players now with a rack victory. One of these two will walk off with the title in Colorado. Welcome back to Ignacio and the Colorado Classic here on the WPBA Classic Tour. We are here at the Sky Ute Casino. Crowd seeing 2 of the best players in the world. We mentioned the beautiful exposition table. Well, how about this? If you go to WPBA.com, you can enter to win a $10,000 Brunswick Billiards table package in the Play for Fun sweepstakes. A fantastic opportunity. You have until December 31st of this year to do it. I strongly suggest you do. And as both players get ready, let's look at some highlights from rack number 3, Ava.
Good break by Kelly here. She makes the ball, 7 ball in the corner pocket. Little safety battle ensued. She didn't really have an open shot, so there was some safeties being played. And this shot right here resulted in Gai Young coming with that cut shot on the 1. Fantastic cut. Rolling this 5 ball in here. No doubt, Gai Young took charge of that rack.
And has a 1-rack lead now at 2-1. Remember, it's a race to 7 for the title. Kelly Fischer winless this week, and Gai Young has proven once again that she is just on her own little tour of the WPBA Classic Tour. 9-0 to start, and then not looking back at all. Tough match against Yuram Cha. Good match against Chao Ting, but was in control most of the way. Little Devil Girl just going about her business. The #1 ranked player in the world now and seeming to love it. And that's the reason why she is #1. 86% matches won this year coming into Colorado and 6-0 this week so far. Unbelievable.
Gai Young just continues her streak on the break. She made the corner ball there. She has a shot at the 1. She's looking at the layout of the table. As you can see here, the 4 and 5 are tied up. She's going to have to deal with that later. The 1 ball, she's going to make the 1 ball in the corner pocket here. And she could go 2 rails, high right or just right spin, go down in the rail, go around the cluster of balls and come down for the 2. She should get a good angle. No, she's chosen to go low left. She's going to draw it back towards the 2. Oh, that was a little firm.
You heard that sound effect. She went, whoa. Kind of went off in her hand a little bit.
All right. Might have turned out to be a perfect shot there.
Wow.
We'll see. Does it go past the 9?
He's eyeing
I
this
don't
a
know.
long time.
Well, if she's going for the 9, and I mean, the only reason why she would do that is to send the cue ball to the other side of the table and try to get a safe. No,
Wow.
but look what she has left. Check it out. There is a 2-9 billiard here.
We know both of these players fully capable of coming with shots when they need them. Look where that 9 is.
And Kelly
That
can
is-
shoot half the 2 ball with some left spin and draw it over 1 rail and try to make that
There it is.
9.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Oh, but the worst thing possible happened on top of that. She broke out the 5 and the 4. You see here, she just barely misses this. She wanted to go into the rail first, but look what happened. She broke out the 2 trouble balls and left a straight-in shot in the side for Gai Young. Gai Young has the 2 ball right here. This is where she wants to be for the 3 ball. She needs to avoid all these balls very easily. Easy to get snookered behind them. So what she needs to do is just make this a little bit of touch or right.
Kelly moved that 9 closer to that corner pocket.
It's definitely there.
A lot going on right now. she's looking
that
at
would
it.
have worked.
She is looking at it.
She didn't like her chances getting on that 3 ball, so she just kind of slammed it and went for the 9. She's got her work cut out for her here, though, Mitch. If she can avoid making contact with the 5 ball, she has a bit of a two-way shot. Cut the 3 in, send the cue ball 1 rail down to the 9 ball in the corner pocket.
Makes that.
Needs to make sure she gets a shot. Wow. Well, great shot on the 3, but she's got a tough way to go on this 4. Oh, she's looking at a billiard. She can shoot the cue ball into the 4, trying to make the 4 off the 5, and at the same time, watch the cue ball after she hits the 4. She's going to send it this way towards the 9.
There it
Oh,
goes.
how'd she hit it?
Hello. Hello.
I'm telling you what, especially with the cue ball being on the rail, her having to judge it from there, that is a fantastic shot.
And never even watched the 4 go in as well. Ga-Young Kim, that 9 just hanging around that whole rack until that point. So much for rack number 4. Ga-Young Kim with a 2-rack lead. Race to 7 here in Colorado for the title, Colorado Classic champion.
Today we're talking about the tension line. The tension line is the direction the cue ball takes after hitting the object ball. So the tension line is very important for your positioning play. Let's take this ball as an example. This is where you actually want to hit the object ball. Now you try and imagine a ghost ball on the spot where you want to hit the object ball. I'm going to take a ball just to make it more visible for you. So this is where you want to hit the object ball. Now you take your cue and you draw a straight line through the ghost ball, through the object ball to the center of the pocket. Now draw another line in a shape like a cross through the center of the ghost ball to the rail. This is the direction the cue ball is going to go after hitting the object ball. But make sure that you play the ball with center English like a stop shot. But be careful. Lower high English will change the tension line. And this is my Q-tip of the day.
Thanks to Jasmine Ocean for her great tips this week. As we get ready for our next rack, we talk often, and rightly so, about how important the break is, Ava. Let's look at the break of both of these terrific players.
Big reason why both of these players are in this position in the finals. They both have great breaks. Ga-Young Kim, I would have to give a definite advantage to her. Look how far back she pulls that, and then it's all wrist from there. Kelly stays down a little bit longer, not as much body, not as much cue action. She doesn't get quite the power that Ga-Young does, but right there is where Kelly picks up the speed, where she gets that body into it at the end while she follows through. Both good breaks, controlled breaks, yet put a lot of power into it.
And statistically, both of them very, very strong. The top percentile of players on tour in games won on the break. Let's look at the highlights now from rack 5. Remember, at this point, 3-1 Ga-Young Kim.
Kelly makes a ball on the break, but she does not get a shot, so she's going to have to play a safety. She pulls off that safe, leaves the jump shot for Ga-Young, and we know what she does with her jump shots. Makes a billiard on the 5. Then ends up having to play a safety back. She was trying to get that cue ball behind the 8, and as you can see, not too happy with it. She left an open shot for Kelly. Kelly misses it, but check it out. Things have been going Kelly's way more than once in this tournament, but there is where her luck ran out. Ga-Young takes that game for a 4-1 lead.
Slowly slipping away is it for Kelly Fischer if Ga-Young keeps this up. And look at this. Rack number 6, she has the break as well. In games won on the break, coming into Colorado, 10th on tour, and this week here, 4 out of 6 against Zhao Tingpan in the semis and 78% for the week. She's really stepped it up on the break.
Shaking her head a little bit because what happened to the 2 and 9, that's what she was looking at. She's looking, is there possibly a billiard? Can she shoot the 2 into the 9 and have the 9 ball make the 3 perhaps? The 1 ball is obviously not a problem. She's straight in on the 1. That is her issue right there. Oh, it looks like, well, she's drawing it. And she's drawing in to break them up. Wow. Oh, she got a little bit unlucky there. That could have turned out a lot better for her. She hit a perfect shot. Check it out here. Just go straight into the ball. She knew even if she missed them, she had a good chance of being able to play some kind of a safety. It looks like she might be able to make a billiard, Mitch. Just shoot the cue ball into the 2, clipping the 2 ball, make the 3. A little bit of low right. Oh, wow, she went for the cut shot. She went for the cut.
And the 3.
A bonus ball. Wow, do you know how thin you have to hit that? And it's a scary shot because, as you can see, she really has to let the cue ball go. Anything can happen in this position. She looks up, sees where the cue ball is going to go, makes the 3, and she still has a shot on the 5.
And you know what I'm loving about watching Gai Young right now? She is fully aware of every part of the table. She was definitely trying to cut that in, looked at that first, then looked back to see where the next ball was and what shape she had on the 5. Unbelievable. She is so focused right now.
She really is. Right now she's focused on this 7. It might be makeable in the side pocket if she can just thin, roll this 6 ball in, get the cue ball down to the other side of the table. But she may have to hit this too hard because she has to hit it so thin. It's going to be interesting to see. Maybe she'll go 3 rails and into the balls. She definitely doesn't want to do this. She was hoping perhaps to go into the 8 there, Mitch, and stop it. Now she's going to be forced to shoot the 7 in the opposite corner, tough angle. Or I would prefer to just hit and stick. Just hit the cue ball right there, freeze it behind that 8 ball.
That's what she does. Wants that 7 to stop somewhere.
Perfect.
I think she's good. It's the old take your medicine shot for Gai Young.
And that's what the game's about. You know, if you can't get out, that's fine. Just play a safety. Plan a safety ahead of time if you want to, as long as you control the table. And just make sure that this is what your opponent has when they step to the table.
10. Extension. Yes.
I'm going to take another few seconds to look at this. Tough to judge because the cue ball is so close to the rail. These go long very often. We've seen it in all 3 matches. The new cloth, when you're that close to the rail and with the new cloth, the ball is always going to shoot long. So you need to adjust for that. I just don't think she adjusted enough. You can see how it bends and went past the logical path that it would take if the cue ball was off the rail a little bit more.
This is what's so strong about Gai Young's game right now. She's been coming offensively, comes with a beautiful safety, defensive shot, reaps the rewards of that, ball in hand, and about to put her 5th game up on the board. And there it is, a 4-rack lead now for Gai Young Kim. 5-1 over Kelly Fischer in this race to 7. It's time now to Ask a Pro, brought to you by Simonis. Stephanie asks, what colored billiard ball do you find the hardest to see or aim for? The answer from Anna Kostanian.
The hardest ball to aim at while shooting is going to be your 8 ball and your 6 ball. As you can see, the 1 ball is easier to shoot at because it's a lighter ball. The 8 ball makes it harder because of the shadowing of the rail, which makes it less visible to see.
Here at the Colorado Classic, we've been lucky enough to be very close to Durango all week. So much to see and do. Fantastic spot here at the Four Corners area of the United States back here at the Sky Ute Casino for the Colorado Classic. And right now, let's check in with our friends at the APA.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Las Vegas and the 2009 APA National Team Championship!
Been here twice before, and the win is unbelievable.
Just through a lot of really tough matches with a lot of really tough women.
The 29th annual APA National Team Championships were held in Las Vegas at the Riviera Hotel and Casino. This year, more than 2,000 teams and 15,000 APA members participated in the team championships that brought over $1 million in prize money. In the ladies' 8-ball championship, Team Let It Ride from Bakersfield, California won 10 grand after Monica Poe pocketed the winning 8-ball.
It was extremely scary. I knew it was possible it could go. And I just went for it and figured I'd try and prayed.
In the open 9-ball competition, it was Team Shoot 'em Down from Waterloo, South Carolina, scoring $15,000 in cold hard cash and the team trophy.
They did great. Everybody did great. It was a full team effort.
And in the open 8-ball championship, $25,000 went to Team No English from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
I've been here, I think, about 8 times. I say dream come true because I dreamt that one day I'll be able to win it, but I never thought it would be this day.
How much fun did they all have in Vegas? Congratulations to the winners. Back here at the Colorado Classic, it's the finals. Mitch Lawrence and the striking Viking Ava Mattia Lawrence. And look at this stat for Kelly Fischer, how consistent she has been all year and this week here in Colorado. Very powerful on her own break.
She makes a ball there, Mitch, but she needed a shot, and the 6-ball messed things up. She's making the 8-ball. She thought she was going to have a shot on the 1 in the corner, but she's going to be forced to shoot this combination. And it's, you know, scaled from 1 to 10. It's not like it's a super difficult shot, but I would definitely give it a good 6 because of the distance. So smart shot by her to play to safety instead. Boy, she controls that cue ball so well on those saves.
You know what? We've seen her get a lot better when she first came over with the snooker background. You have to learn a little bit about the game of 9-ball, but she has sure picked up her safety and defensive play.
No question about it. And Guy-Young is really, she is really studying this table. Great kicker. She's very good at using the rail. She's going to come around 2 rails. I mean, that's just great.
That is not just knowledge. That's innate ability from her 3-cushion background, just knowing where that ball will go and how it reacts off a rail.
And it's such a major, major difference being in Kelly's shoes now to come in with ball in hand versus having this shot and the pressure of making a long, tough shot off the rail, even though she can see the one. And those are the things that you know, not making any major errors and really coming with the good shots when you need to. That's why Guy-Young Kim is in the position she's in. Putting a lot of pressure on Kelly right now.
Going to be a tough shot for Guy-Young, but it will be a shot.
Looks like Kelly just jumped up a little bit on that. She was out of there already before the cue ball even hit the 1. A little bit lucky on the leave. She kind of had that coming. The fact that the 4-ball is involved. No, she can stroke it with a level cue stick. That makes a huge difference. Well, her luck just ran out. Just overcut that. It looks like she overcut it a little bit. She actually went in with to the rail with the cue ball first, and it came out and forced it out.
And this is just what the doctor ordered for Kelly Fischer. Chance to stay in this. It's a race to 7. We'll remind you again that Kelly Fischer was down 1-6 in a race to 9 earlier in the week to the great Karen Kaur, and came back and won that match 9-8. Do not ever count this woman out.
That's a great shot. Making that on the side, popping the cue ball a little bit. knowing she was going to get in and stopping on the 9. And one by one, she solves the issues that are on the table, and now everything is wide open for her to just use that cue ball control. Did it go far enough? Nope. Not a happy Kelly face.
She knew it as soon as she hit it, too.
Well, she's fine. She's just going to hit this with some right spin. Kind of kill the cue ball. Once it hits the rail, it goes away from the 7. And that way you don't make the angle so severe. A little low right here. She'll get right back into it again. Spin it back towards the 9. And she solved a tough rack there, Mitch.
And but for a few breaks early in this match, it might be even closer than it is. But Kelly Fischer, quick fire. Second rack on the board, still alive here. It's the finals of the Colorado Classic. Can Kelly come all the way back? Here in Colorado, we've had a blast this week. You go to Durango, you get a chance to ride this 1920s replica train, steam-powered, and a great time. And here at the Colorado Classic, we've had the pleasure of watching the best players in the world. Here's our Mueller top 16. And one of the terrific stories of the week, Liz Bernier-Taylor from Massachusetts, great regional player making her presence known, a 5th place finish in Colorado.
I fell in love with pool when I was probably 12. My sister had a boyfriend who had a pool table in his basement. That's where it started. I just took to it really well. So I finished 5th in this tournament, which is really amazing to me. I didn't play any better than I play when I'm at home playing in tournaments. I played like I do there, but bringing it here it's a different story. You know, when you win like that and beat people, you get respect. And so people won't be able to just walk all over me. At least I feel that way.
A whole lot of respect for Liz. Congratulations. Let's look now at the highlights from rack number 8. At this point, Ga-Young Kim up 5-2.
And in rack 8, Ga-Young comes with that power break again. 4 ball goes in the corner pocket like a straight shot. She has a shot at the 1. Nice shot there, comes around for the 2 ball. Makes the 5 down in the corner, looks as strong as ever, finishes this rack off to extend her lead to 6 games to 2 going into rack 9.
So to the hill goes Ga-Young Kim, 1 rack away from her 2nd consecutive title on the WPBA Classic Tour. But a big stat for Kelly Fischer, 65% games won lost percentage, coming in this week 1st on tour. Needs one badly here, and you see her reaction.
And heard her reaction, I do believe. She makes the 3 ball on the break, but the 7 again is blocking the path for the 1 to go in. This has come up quite a bit in this match where she just cannot seem to get a shot on the 1 ball. Couple of options. Obviously, the option is there to play the combination or the billiard, but she cannot make a mistake right now because Ga-Young is on fire and she's on the hill. So she really needs to make sure she could just lag the cue ball up behind the 7. Nope.
I was going to say, not a good sign when you're down over the shot shaking your head, which is what Kelly was doing.
And that was a clear case also, not only in a tough position, but about being up against the clock. She had to come with something. She did not want to waste her timeout at that point. Want to make sure she saved it in case it comes up again, but she may have wanted to use it there. Ga-Young has a really tough shot here, but a chance to win right there. Overcut it. Is she going to leave a shot? You can see she has to jack up over that 7. Anytime you have to do that makes the line of aim much tougher to see. You also can put a little spin on the ball that you don't want. But at least she has forced Kelly to keep shooting safeties. Yep, she's off again.
Just not quite as sharp as we have seen her.
Which is understandable. I mean, she's down 6 games to 2, and it's really difficult to keep every ounce of energy into this match because you know that when you're playing a player like this.
She's going, okay, well, I have to do this again. Look at this.
The tough part is not only does Kelly have to play perfect pool from here on out, but she's got to hope that Guy Young's chances at the table, that Guy Young is going to make mistakes. And there's one, but watch what happens to the cue ball.
And a little wave. Kelly just scratching her head going, what do I have to do?
What we saw in Kelly Fischer's match against Jeanette Lee, Kelly got a lot of little extra rolls where it seemed like it was an uphill battle for Jeanette in a lot of the situations. And now she is getting some of her own medicine where little things tend to go Guy Young's way.
Good hit.
Well, something went her way that time.
These two have met once before this year in San Diego. Guy Young beating Kelly Fischer 9-6 in the quarterfinals there. And each one of them with so much respect for the other's game.
And here's Guy Young with the jump cue again. It's really proven to hit these shots phenomenally well so far this tournament. Oh, how did that stay out?
Oh, look at her. She's when you're in this place, in this zone that she's in, you are really surprised when even the toughest of shots does not make it to the pocket. Look
great.
at that.
I don't know how that stayed out. Well, Kelly is just flirting with it, isn't she?
You know what's interesting? Another thing about these two players, you couldn't find two more dissimilar players in terms of their background. Kelly Fischer growing up in West Yorkshire in England. Guy Young Kim coming from Seoul in Korea. 3-cushion background. Kelly Fischer a snooker background.
That's a great point.
So much fun to watch.
That's part of what I love about the tour now. You know, when I was playing my strongest, most of the players were here from America. I was the first player coming from overseas. But now the majority of the players that are in the top 20 are from Europe, from various places in Asia. Some great players obviously here from the United States as well, but it's really neat to see how the sport has grown both on the men's and the women's circuit.
And the interesting part, too, is just with each succeeding generation, if you will, of players. I know Kelly thought if Alison Fischer and Karen Corr could come over and do it, I can. She follows them the way players followed you once they saw your success. And it's kind of a repeating pattern. We've got Chao Ting coming from mainland China. That's going to open a whole new world of players there. As far as the WPBA Classic Tour, it's an exciting time. And players of the talent and the personality and character of Kelly Fischer and Guy Young Kim make it even more worthwhile. Quick fire Kelly Fischer taking care of the 9th rack, still alive. Close to elimination, but still here. Guy Young Kim 1 rack away, Kelly Fischer needs 4. Excitement ongoing in Colorado.
This ESPN presentation of the WPBA Colorado Classic is brought to you by the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league, and by Q-Tech Cues, serious cues for serious players, and choice of the world's most dominant player.
Guy Young Kim here, 1 rack away from the title at the Colorado Classic. Has not been an easy match for Kelly Fischer, Ava.
It has not. It's here in rack 2. Kelly misses this shot. She had a great opportunity to run that rack, misses the 6, just undercuts it a little bit. Here she has another chance of making the 9. It just hangs up, just misjudges it by a hair. And that also resulted in a loss of that rack. Rack 5 goes for the 6 ball, scratches in the corner pocket. Mistakes you just cannot make against a player like Guy Young. Here she misses a kick shot on the 7. Normally I would bet on her every single time to make that, at least kick and hit it. And those are the things you just cannot do against Guy Young.
So the #1 player in the world, with each rack giving herself a chance at the table. Her break has just been unbelievable. Look at this. 3 balls on this break.
Wow. Watch how much power and how controlled that break is. The cue ball stays on that side of the table. 3 balls and wide open shot on the 2. He's got a chance making the 2 ball here. Just put a tad of left spin, bring the cue ball out here for the 3, play it in the same pocket. I don't know what would have to happen here. The only chance, the only opportunity that Kelly sees coming up is potentially from the 5 to the 7. I'm going to stop it here. Looks like she's just going to play this 5 ball, come out towards the center of the table. That's perfect.
This is just fun to watch. Not for Kelly Fischer so much, obviously. But if you're into the game of 9-ball, this is what you want to see. #1 player performing at her ability. In terms of break and runs coming into this week, #1 on tour, almost 20% of the time. Given the chance, she will break and run. This week, how's she done? Up to 22%. 3 break and runs in the semifinals against Zhao Ting Pan. This would be her 3rd break and run in this match against Kelly Fischer. Dominating performance is the phrase that comes to mind. Your 2009 Colorado Classic champion, back-to-back tournament titles for Little Devil Girl. On a roll is Ga-Young Kim. Here it is, our final road to the finals. 1 left out of 64. Fantastic performance by Ga-Young Kim. Here she is with Ava.
I guess you expect nothing less from the #1 player in the world. Ga-Young Kim going undefeated for her 2nd straight tournament to keep her #1 ranking. Fantastic play, Ga-Young.
Thank you so much.
You really didn't show any weakness. Kelly came out strong. She broke and ran out after winning the opening leg, and then it was just you.
Well, I didn't really think about my opponent playing. I mean, like, if I play like perfect, I can beat everybody. But if I keep missing, no matter who it is, I have chance to lose. So I just tried to play my best.
And played your best, you did. That was a fantastic display. Congratulations, Ga-Young.
Thank you.
Here is our turning point of the match, brought to you by the APA. It came in rack #4. Kelly Fischer at the table, down only by a rack at this point. Misses that combination. It gave a chance to Ga-Young Kim, who played a brilliant billiard, and that turned it around. And here's Kelly Fischer with Ava.
Kelly, you played really strong the whole tournament. You were down 6-1 at one point against Karen Kaur in the quarterfinals, came back, played well here too, started out strong, but Ga-Young was just really on top of her game today.
Yeah, she played fantastic. Wow, some of the shots she pulled off, I had to blink twice, but she played great. I missed a couple. Other than that, I didn't really get much of a chance. She completely dominated and played fantastic, so great win. She played great.
Congratulations on another great finish.
Thank you.
Good friends away from the table. The trophy presentation. The crowd appreciative of Kelly Fischer. Quick fire with a 2nd place finish, her 2nd on tour this year. But the victor, Ga-Young Kim, will hoist the trophy in Colorado. For the striking Viking, Ava Mattia Lawrence, I'm Mitch Lawrence. Hail to the champion, Ga-Young Kim.